Hey everybody, Anthony here, SpecialtyMotorcars.net. Might not recognize the parking lot that I'm in, but if I refresh your memory, you may in fact recognize the parking lot. Rewind a few months to a red Lincoln Town Car that I had, that I sold as an as-is car. It was kind of a project car, needed a little bit more work than I wanted to do to it, and I sold it as is. So apparently I have a thing going for parking lots. And this parking lot, this setting, is where I'm going to do my did not meet my standard type of cars. And it just so happens that that next car is another Lincoln Town Car. So I'm going to show you this Lincoln Town Car. It's a 1997 Lincoln Town Car Signature Series. 45,000 miles on this car. It's actually in pretty nice shape. It's not as edgy as the last Town Car was, but there's just a few things that I just don't have the time to chase around. I got plenty of other cars to work on in my shop. So I'm going to show you this Town Car, 45,000 miles, beautiful white Signature Series Lincoln Town Car with a very rare cloth interior. Let's get to it. I'll show you all the ins and outs and features of this Town Car. All right, folks, so here's the Town Car in question. Now, it's a 1997 Lincoln Town Car Signature Series, 45,000 miles. You may see me post this on my Facebook page. My father and I took a trip down to Maryland and picked this Lincoln Town Car up. I drove it all the way back from Maryland. On that trip, I needed to put 4 new tires on it. Why? Because the tires that were on it, if you look in the top left-hand corner, I'll show you a picture, they were splitting apart. So somewhere in Delaware, we found the only shop anywhere remotely close by that would mount 4 white walls on this car that had them in stock on our way home. Bought the car sight unseen. The car was paid for, got all the way down there. Was slightly disappointed at the condition. It's not horrible, but I have so many projects in my shop, some aged cars that have been sitting around that people have been asking for. I just really don't have the time or space to put another car on the back burner until I get everything situated. So I'm going to offer this car as is, just like that red Lincoln Town Car that I had. That Town Car sold relatively quickly. It went down to Louisiana. Me disclosing all the bits and pieces that it needed, a lot of the attention it needed. So this is going to be another version of that. I'll get this right to the point on this one. This car is going to be $39.95, so $4 grand for this Lincoln Town Car. It's a 97 Signature Series, and it's in relatively nice shape. Runs, drives. Like I said, I drove it all the way back from Maryland, and it's got 4 brand new tires on it. Just needs some cosmetic chasing. $4 grand is what I own the car for. $4 grand is what I want out of it. And I think it would make a great car for somebody who's inclined enough to do some repairs themselves. One of the things, it could really use a new set of headlights. You can find these on eBay aftermarket for about $100, I think, for the pair of them. It's got a couple little marks on the front bumper here. You can see one there, one right there. A little bit of pitting on the foot ornament. This headlight's just like the other side, but oddly on this side you can see here these little pot marks in the metal. Now I couldn't find this trim. I know they used to make it aftermarket, so I think you'd have to source that used. It's just this side. The other side seems to be fine. A little bit of condensation starting on the inside of that corner light. I did just wash it. It does have 4 brand new tires mounted on lacy spoke wheels. You can see here up on the top edge of the hood a little bit of paint chipping or paint chip starting. You can see it right in the center there too on this white hood. The other thing that it desperately needs is a new windshield molding. You can see here the molding has kind of deteriorated. It looks like it's the original Ford windshield, but there's supposed to be a rubber piece that kind of meets this body gap here, and that has since deteriorated and fallen off. You can even see the tint guide or tint belt, whatever they call that, tint sunshade, whatever, is kind of faded. So I don't think this car was abused. I just think it was left outside and it wasn't garaged. Little stuff like this here, these little hit marks, might be able to be polished off. There's some touch-ups on some of these moldings here. A couple spots where a little bit of paint touch-up has happened. I do believe this rear door has been painted. Why do I say that? Is it's kind of just a hair of a shade off. So I do believe that's been resprayed, but they did paint the pinstripe back on, so I want to assume that that was done early in the car's life, because usually body shops won't do that today. The biggest thing the car probably needs is a new vinyl top. It needs this half top here. This is an aftermarket vinyl top on this car, and it really should be replaced. It's got some time left to it before it really starts getting ugly, but you can see here up on the top surfaces it's starting to deteriorate. Also, a little bit of rust blister just coming out from under the top, so it'd definitely be smart that when you have the top replaced to have that rust blister addressed now so it won't come back in the future. A little bit of curb marks here on this wheel. Another new white wall Milestar tire. I do have the receipt for those. Like I said, I had those put on the car when I picked it up. I found a place in, I think it was Delaware, Newark, Delaware. Sorry about that. Little paint transfer mark there. You can see in the back the power trunk pull down. Looks like it's half pulled down. It doesn't work. I mean, the trunk opens and closes. It's not up all the way, but it's not functioning anymore. I don't know what's going on with that there. A little bit of a chip right on the corner here. Paint shows pretty nice. I didn't buff it or polish it or do anything. It's nice and smooth. It's in pretty nice shape. The sides of the top are in nice shape. But again, you can see up on the top here, it's starting to get dry up on the half top. You know, but otherwise, it's a pretty decent looking car. I went back and forth with myself if I was going to put a white top on the car or a blue top. You can see a little bit of fading on this here. I think the car would look good with a blue top. It would, you know, complement the interior. But a white top would also look very nice. Yeah, this has got to be the original windshield. You can see the cloudiness. It looks like it's starting to delaminate. You can see right in the center there. Yep, that is a Ford windshield. So I would put a new windshield in it with a new gasket. And again, just like on the other side, you can see here a couple little chips just starting on the door moldings. Not too bad though. That's really the extent of the exterior blemishes. Like I said, I think this car was just never garage, and it was just in the sun, and the sun took a little bit of a toll on it, but easily reversed. Let me show you the inside. The inside's pretty neat. It's got a beautiful Signature Series velour interior. So let's get inside and take a look at it. We'll get inside this town car, and like always, even on this car, I'll plug my channel like I normally do. Hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner and take a look at some of my old videos to see what types of cars I normally sell. Cars like this that need a little bit of love and care I don't normally sell. I obviously intentionally don't try to intentionally buy stuff like this, but every now and again I get a little bit of a project that sometimes I decide to just sell it the way it is. But normally it's low mileage, pristine versions of these beautiful town cars and Cadillacs. You can see here all inside the door jambs, nice and clean. No rust or corrosion. I didn't go over the top of detailing it, but I did a pretty good job just trying to get it fluffed up. One thing I will point out right over here, it looks like at some point somebody locked the keys in this car and used one hell of a Slim Jim to try to unlock the door. Apparently that worked. Power seats, those do work. All your windows go up and down. Oh, that's the back window. Front window goes up and down. Your locks, everything works there. Interior's in pretty nice shape. 45,000, 45, 4.3. I should have drove it 2 more tenths of a mile. JBL sound system, radio and everything works nice. I got the AC cranking here. AC is ice cold. I drove it all the way back from Delaware. I keep saying Delaware, Maryland, with ice cold air. A little bit of wear on the buttons here on the steering wheel. And some color starting to wear off the steering wheel. That might be able to be re-dyed. Everything seems to work on the inside. We'll unlock the doors here. And I'm going to show you the back. Oh, before I do that, you get the Signature Series cloth interior. Very rare for these cars, especially in '97, where most of these came with leather. The Signature Series cloth especially is very, very comfortable, very, very succulent. Succulent, is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. I may have just made that up. Supple, that's probably what I should have said. Beautiful blue interior here. Like always, these guys flap open in the breeze, don't stay closed. Someone tried to Velcro those, but you can see in the jams, nice and clean. The car is a really solid car. Even in the dog leg area here where they normally rot out, is in very nice shape. I did go over the carpets with a shampoo machine. Couple little stains just poking through there. But the interior is nice, soft, beautiful. Go around to the passenger side over here. Get the back door. See, just as nice as the other side. Clean jams, no rust, no corrosion. This one, same thing. I usually glue these closed, put a little dab on each of these here and just shut them, and they'll never open again. Kids shouldn't be in your back seat smoking anyways, so I glue them closed. Carpet is in nice shape. I do have all 4 floor mats. I actually have them at the shop. I forgot to put them back in the car. The upholstery is in nice shape. The cloth interior, Signature Series, very rare. Let's see all inside here, nice and clean. A few little chips, like I said, on the moldings there. Open this door up. This door is just as clean. I did my Signature Series carpet treatment shampoo machine. The dash is in nice shape. See here the carpeting, nice and clean. Got a little stain right on the center hump there. It might come out with a little bit more action. Here the cloth interior, nice shape. These seats are so comfortable. Leather is, I love leather, but with these old Lincolns and Cadillacs, I do love the velour. I think it's warm, it's rich, it's very cozy, it's very nice. So I'm going to put my plate on this town car, show you how well this town car does drive, and I'll show you under the hood, and we'll wrap the video up after that. Show you under the hood of the 97 town car. Like I said earlier, I have it running. The ice cold AC is cranking in it right now. The car runs smooth, it drives beautiful. I drove it back from Delaware with really no issues. Got some light surface rust on some of the brake lines, but no rot or anything like that. Looks pretty original. It's got the Motorcraft hoses. It has Motorcraft plug wire, so I doubt this car has never been cleaned up, but for its age and for the components to be on it, that's running really well. Looks like the battery here, 10 of 2019, so the battery's not too old. I always hate how these hoods close. You gotta slam the hell out of them, the aluminum hoods. Anyways, got my plate in the back window. We'll take her for a spin. All right, so let's get this town car restarted. But the AC, we'll turn that down a little bit. I think when I drove this car back, I was averaging almost 25 miles to the gallon. It's gone down a little bit because I've been driving it around town locally here, and letting it idle after I've cleaned it, and times like now where I let it idle. It does drive really good. Even with the old tires on it, as crappy as they were, the car did drive really nice. Shifts through all the gears. Control worked on the way home. Can't seem to get it to engage now. So cruise may not work. Wipers work. Signals work. The radio works. Nice and quiet here. I don't hear any wind noise from the windshield, but like I said, that gasket is kind of deteriorated. Right here. Stops good, no brake pulsations. I don't know, I haven't put it up on the lift yet to check the brakes, but there's no pulsations or pulling or anything like that. So this is the town car. This is it, $39.95. It's exactly what I paid for it, minus the time I spent and cost it took me to go down and get it. That I'm gonna lose, but I'd like to see this town car go to someone who's gonna give it a little bit of love, give it the treatment it deserves. Like I said, I just don't have the time. I have some projects inside my building that I've had for a while, and I really got to get them done and get them out of there. That 78 Brougham I've had for a little bit of time, Olds Regency. Those cars got to get done and got to get out of here. So I'm going to pass this one on just the way it is. $39.95. My name's Anthony. It's specialtymotorcars.net. Phone number is 978-930-1004. You can get me anytime. That's my cell phone number. I appreciate you watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, I really appreciate it. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.